Did you ever come across anything particularly online that was valuable?
There are various support groups to which you can join and contribute, or just read and look if you want.
Yeah.
Depending upon how much interaction you want with other people, they could be a very valuable resource.
How do they work? Is it like a chat room where you type into the computer and they're on the other end? Or is it a posting board, a bulletin board, where you post a message?
I think they mostly follow the format of email type postings or email interactions. A chat room might type of approach I think may be useful if, depending upon where you live. If you live in somewhere pretty remote,
that's the thing.
That kind of ability to feel like you're in the room with someone,
yes,
may be quite useful. I didn't need that because my own personal network and where I live meant that I didn't have those kinds of issues.
What about one step above the chat room? That is actually having direct contact with one or two people who you might ring up, or these days you can have Skype where there's a video call. I
found those kinds of things quite useful from the informational point of view. You know, the tips on kind of any issues or problems you might be having, or areas of difficulty, tips on how to, things coming up. Where when you want to start doing this, or when you meet this problem, this is a good way of dealing with it. Or
yes,
this is how exactly. I found dealing with it. Those things are useful.
So did you actually come across several past patients?
I came across two people who one who had something similar a few years ago. And I've maintained contact with him, and that has proven most invaluable. And also other people who were going through the same operation, both slightly prior to me and slightly after me, yes, who I met during my stay in hospital. And mutual support during our stay there, just being on the same ward enables you to have some banter, some ups and downs together. And it becomes a little bit like a club,
yeah,
which helps.
Now I know that there is actually a forum where patients can meet locally, and that is the group that's held at Coping with Cancer, the voluntary agency. Yeah. And I think it's organised through the hospital. Have you been to that support group? I've
been to one meeting. It meets quarterly, and there's only been one meeting since my discharge from hospital. So, but I went along to that meeting. I found it useful. I went with my wife, which also meant that my wife met other people's partners, and to some degree was able to share experience with those, maybe gain knowledge from those, and to contribute to the topics that were under discussion from our particular perspective, which I did the same, and I found that useful. Again, there were people of vast range of experiences, from many years ago through to myself, who was very new,
yeah,
and also with varying degrees of success in terms of how they were reacting and managing their conditions. There was a whole range, and seeing that and talking to these people gives you a sense of where you are in these things, and also gives you a feeling that you're not on your own.
Yeah. From a kind of emotional point of view, are you reasonably comfortable seeing people in different stages, whether that's more or less advanced than you?
Yes, I by my nature, I'm happy to talk with people. I'm an optimistic person. And so I'm more than happy to talk with people about my own condition and about their conditions, and also I obviously, because having been through it, I have sympathies with them in their areas of difficulty, even if they're not ones that I've experienced myself.
Because meeting other patients can be a two-way process, can't it? You value what they say, but you also can give back to them.
Yes.
They can get insights, support and encouragement from you.
I hope so. That was one of the main reasons that I attended. Not because just what I could get out of it, but also what I could put into it.
Yes, absolutely.